The US President-elect Donald Trump has taken to social media to again antagonise Canada's embattled Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Posting to his Truth Social platform, Mr Trump claimed it would be a great idea for Canada to become the 51st US state. Justin Trudeau is facing mounting pressure to resign after the shock exit of his finance minister earlier in the week. For more analysis on this, joining us now is Dr Stuart Prest, a lecturer in the Department of Political Science at the University of British Columbia. Stuart, thanks so much for your time. We really appreciate it. I'm sure Trump's suggestion that Canada could just be another US state's gone down really well with your fellow countrymen. What's been the reaction?
It's a pleasure to be with you. Yeah, it's highly controversial. It is dominating and roiling Canadian politics, and it really is playing into the highest levels of debate here, and no surprise there. Mr. Trudeau has been under pressure for some time with his minority government hanging on by a thread. It's propped up by the Social Democratic New Democrat Party here in Canada, and that support continues, but it seems ever more tenuous. And this is in the wake of Mr. Trudeau losing his finance minister over the weekend. And there, too, at the center of the debate seemed to be how Canada was going to respond to the threat of Donald Trump.
And so is Justin Trudeau's position now untenable, do you think? I mean, how is this likely to play out over the next few days?
It's a great question, the central one in Canadian politics, and increasingly it seems like his position isn't tenable. We don't have a smooth process of having a leadership spill in Canada. It really is a question of the amount of pressure that can be brought to bear behind the scenes unless there is a formal confidence motion in the House of Commons. And so right now we're waiting to see just how strong that pressure is behind closed doors. And it seems like within a few days, perhaps after Christmas, some kind of announcement will come that Mr. Trudeau will step aside or something will happen. But the current situation certainly seems untenable.
You mentioned the threats of a new tariff regime under Donald Trump. How is Canada likely to fare under that?
Well, if the tariffs were imposed on Canada, it would be just an enormous shock to the system. Canada is a trading nation. Something like 2/3 of our exports go to the United States, and so a 25% tariff on that level of economic activity would send the country immediately into a recession, or perhaps even into a depression. So the stakes are high. They would negatively affect the United States as well, but of course it would be an order of magnitude more strong here, the effect in Canada. And so Canada, it's clear that the leaders of every party feel that something needs to be done to try to push Mr. Trump off this line, but it's not clear that there is any way to assuage the president, who is listening to his own advice and not really hearing from any outsiders on this issue.
Yeah, it certainly sounds like change is in the air. Dr. Stuart Prest, really appreciate you making the time for us. Thank you.
My pleasure, anytime.